At 58, the tragedy of Jason Statham is beyond heartbreaking. You're looking at a man the world sees as unstoppable, a man who walks into a scene, throws a punch, takes a hit, gets back up, and keeps going like nothing can break him. But what you don't see, what almost no one outside his closest circle truly understands, is how heavy the price of that strength has been. At 58, Jason Statham is carrying battles most people never realized he was fighting. Battles that didn't happen on a movie screen, but in real life, behind closed doors, far away from the spotlight that made him a legend. And the truth is, the tragedy of Jason Statham isn't about one single catastrophic event. It's about a lifetime of pressure, sacrifice, pain, and emotional wounds that never healed, even though the world believes he's invincible. You're about to see a side of him that fans rarely get to witness. A side filled with quiet suffering, loneliness, aging, loss, and the physical toll of a career that demanded everything from him. It begins long before fame, long before Hollywood, long before cameras ever pointed in his direction. Jason's story is the kind where you look back and realize that the strongest people are often the ones who had no choice but to become strong. Growing up, he wasn't handed anything, not comfort, not security, not stability. He had to fight for everything he ever became. He came from a background where dreams felt out of reach, where expectations were simple. Survive, work hard, stay tough. There was no blueprint, no safety net, just grit. And that grit would later turn him into one of the most recognizable action stars on the planet. But the heartbreaking part, that level of toughness, once built, becomes a prison. The world stops allowing you to feel. The world stops giving you permission to be human. By his early 20s, Statham was already learning the brutal lesson that life doesn't gift success. It demands a price. As a young diver, he dedicated years of his life to training, pushing his body to the breaking point, believing discipline would be enough to secure a future. But the future he imagined never came. Despite all that work, all that sacrifice, he stood on the edge of what he believed was failure, and that feeling of falling short stayed with him for decades. He never says it publicly. He never complains. He never talks about what those years did to him. But anyone who has ever poured their soul into something only to watch it slip away understands the heaviness of that kind of disappointment. And yet, he didn't give up. He reinvented himself. He hustled, worked small jobs, scraped together opportunities, and found a way into the world of modeling and commercials. But even then, he felt like an outsider. He wasn't the clean-cut Hollywood type. He wasn't polished or privileged. He was a fighter, rough around the edges, real, unmanufactured, and in an industry built on perfection, being real is one of the biggest risks you can take. When he finally made it into film, it wasn't glamour. It wasn't smooth. It wasn't the dream people imagine. It was pressure, immense pressure. Suddenly, all eyes were on him. People expecting him to be tough, fearless, superhuman, unbreakable. And here lies one of the greatest tragedies of his career. Jason Statham became trapped in the image the world created for him. Once the roles started coming in, fast cars, guns, hand-to-hand combat, stunts that could kill a man, there was no turning back. The characters he played became the expectation in real life. Fans adored him, but they adored the version of him that never got tired, never got hurt, never aged, never broke down. That expectation became his cage. Every stunt he performed came with a risk. Every leap, every car flip, every fall was a gamble. And yes, he did those stunts himself. Yes, he pushed his body to the limit. But what fans rarely see is the pain he lives with because of it. The lingering injuries, the surgeries, the quiet nights where he has to sit still because moving hurts too much. The awareness that at nearly 60, the body doesn't forgive like it once did. And that is one of the most heartbreaking realities he faces today. His body, the very thing that built his career, is also the thing betraying him, little by little. Hollywood doesn't slow down. Hollywood doesn't say, "You've done enough." It demands more. Bigger stunts, bigger risks, bigger action. But the man performing them, he's no longer 30, he's no longer 40, he's 58, and every role he takes reminds him of time. Time running out, time catching up, time revealing the truth that no one, not even Jason Statham, can outrun age. But the emotional toll runs deeper. Throughout his career, he lost friendships, relationships, time with loved ones, moments he can never get back. The world thinks fame is freedom. It's not. Fame is sacrifice, and Statham sacrificed more than people realize. Long filming schedules, months spent away from home, holidays missed, milestones missed, silence where connection should have been. And yet he kept going because he felt he had to. Maybe to prove something, maybe to survive. Maybe because once the world crowns you as the tough guy, you don't get the luxury of being anything else. Behind the scenes, he struggled with the weight of responsibility, not just for his career, but for the people who believed in him. He worked tirelessly, pushed himself harder than anyone asked him to, and carried expectations that would break most people. But here's the part that hurts the most. He couldn't show vulnerability, not publicly, not even privately at times. Imagine carrying pain you can't explain. Imagine being unable to admit fear because the world refuses to believe you feel it. Imagine trying to give your best to your family while your energy is gone, your body aches, and your mind is exhausted. Jason Statham has lived through all of that. As he approaches 60, the emotional weight of those years becomes clearer. The lost time, the pressure to stay relevant, the fear of slowing down, the constant comparison to his younger self, the unavoidable truth that every stunt, every movie, every performance might be the last one his body can handle. It creates a quiet sorrow beneath the surface. And yet, despite all of this, he continues to push forward. Not because he feels invincible, he doesn't. Not because he has something to prove, he already proved it. But because he knows that stopping would mean confronting everything he has spent his life pushing past. His tragedy isn't in defeat. His tragedy is in endurance. He endured so much that the world never knew about. He endured pain so fans could see action. He endured pressure so studios could succeed. He endured expectations so no one would see the man behind the hero, the man who deep down has been carrying the weight of an entire career with no room to rest. And now, at 58, the cracks are becoming visible. The physical strain, the emotional exhaustion, the quiet moments where the camera isn't rolling and the tough guy mask finally slips. You're not looking at a broken man. You're looking at a man who has spent decades refusing to break. And that is what makes his story heartbreaking. It's the realization that the heroes we admire are often the ones carrying the heaviest burdens. It's the understanding that strength comes with a price. It's the reminder that behind every punch, every stunt, every intense expression, there's a human being who has given more than he ever received in return. Jason Statham's tragedy isn't a single moment. It's a lifetime of silent battles. And as you look at him today, older, wiser, still pushing, still fighting, you can't help but respect the journey, admire the resilience, and feel the weight of what he has endured to become the icon the world sees. Before this video ends, I want you to do just one thing. Appreciate the human behind the legend. And if you want more powerful stories like this, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel.